hang out with your girlfriends. Great fucking idea.
Google play my podcast.
And as he watched her open throat gurgling with not just blood,
No.
but
Mommy
gore.
podcast, not murder. Mommy, not murder.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Jack, you okay? That was really loud. Are you okay? Oh, God, okay.
I mean, I'm not okay. Not that you asked, you cow.
Hey, what did you just call me?
Oh, that hurt your feelings? You buried me under a tennis court.
Well, to be fair, they were actually turning it into a pickleball court, which is why we were able to... Never mind.
Plus, you kind of are a cow these days with all the milking that you're doing. You're obsessed. It's so not cute, by the way.
I know it's not cute. I'm not going for cute.
You're only doing it to avoid the guilt and shame that you feel for framing an innocent man for my murder.
What? No. Simon isn't totally innocent, okay? He did kill a dog.
But he didn't kill me. And you know he did it, and you can't tell anyone. And that's why you're avoiding murder. You're all caught up in a whirlwind now, and it's not so fun anymore, is it?
I did what I had to do to protect my family.
Well, how's that working? Now that your sister's fucking a serial killer?
Google, play my mommy podcast. Mommy podcast, now.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Booby Bev!
TV10 Podcast, episode 0515.
That's right. 515 episodes where you get to hear us now coherently.
More or less.
But yeah, that kind of goes without saying. For the record, though, I'm sorry people were asking. I am hearing, but no, Professor Pregame will not be confirmed as a part of the Orange Dynasty.
Seemed like a shoe-in.
You would think so with the whole getting in as the Agent Orange position, but nope. He drunk himself right out of that job.
Well, I got a little bit about the new Trump administration coming up here in a little bit. But first of all, if you've been watching based on a true story and thinking the second season is not quite as good as the first, you're right. But it's still funny.
But on a scale of 1 to Heroes season 2, what are we talking?
Man, I've completely forgotten about Heroes. That's one of those shows I think about. Maybe I'll go back and rewatch it someday, but probably not.
And then someone like me says, "Hey, do you remember Heroes season 2?" And you just kind of emphasized.
Maybe I just blocked it out completely.
Just like we're blocking out a lot of things lately.
Yeah.
And there's just not enough drink to do it. Thankfully, we don't have that problem here at TV10 Podcast.
Way to segue.
Yes, that would be by our good friends Sugar House Distillery, the OG sponsor of TV10, with their raspberry whiskey sour.
So good.
Oh, the favorite drink of Mr. Frost over there.
One of them.
Yeah.
One of the cans from Sugar House. They've got many cans that I like.
Many cans, many beautiful cans.
Yeah.
And I've got from Booze Teak, our other fine sponsor, one of their non-alcoholic drinks. This would be the Green Bar Burnt Orange Bitters and Soda. So kind of a nice, it's got a bit of a tang to it.
All right.
But very refreshing here, especially because, again, Professor Pregame, he has... he is no longer in the building.
He's under the building?
At this point, I'm not saying one way or the other than he's been disavowed.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Here's some stuff coming up. First of all, I just found out through the Hollywood Reporter here that first of all, the Mark Cherry, the creator of Desperate Housewives, he wants to do a prequel series set in 1996.
What?
I know.
Okay.
I'd watch that. And sad news.
Oh.
Severance is going to have a companion podcast.
Oh dear.
Like we need another podcast. This one is from Ben Stiller and Adam Scott.
Okay.
By the way, have you seen the Ben Stiller Nutcrackers movie on Hulu?
No, I didn't know that.
It's a movie that starring Ben Stiller and these kids. Basically, Ben Stiller is he's a big city slicker Chicago guy, and his sister and her husband are recently dead.
Oh,
And so he's got to go back to this farm in the middle of Ohio and take care of these four young boys before they find a foster home for him.
like you do.
What do you want to guess that they don't actually go to a foster home?
Gee, could it be he adopts them?
Does it seem like his heart grows 10 times that day?
Yeah. Like, is this?
It's actually pretty funny.
This is on Hulu,
It's on Hulu, yeah.
not Hallmark Channel.
Nope. It's definitely not a Hallmark movie.
Okay.
And the four boys are actually the mom was a dancer, and these four boys actually have studied ballet.
Oh, okay.
They're actually ballet dancers.
They're like for real ballet dancers.
Yeah, for real. It's a heartwarming movie, but yeah, I'd recommend it. It's pretty cool. And one other piece of news here that I think is just hysterical. Kathy Griffin says she wants to be the next Golden Bachelorette.
Okay.
And she says on the first episode, I'll fuck each one of them.
Question: how old is she again?
I don't know. I think she could qualify to be a Golden Bachelorette, though.
Well, what's the qualifications again? You got to be after 50 years old or something like that? Or?
I don't know. Maybe I'll click the story and find out. But I think she could do it.
Okay.
I think the most recent Golden Bachelorette was in her 70s.
Oh, okay. And I know I should pay attention to it, but
No, you shouldn't.
yeah, I think Jim Jeffries summed it up best. I like the fact that the whole gambit of it all is that a human is a prize.
Good, Jim Jeffries. Today, as this episode drops, December 2, the series finale of Superman and Lois.
Oh, yeah?
Series finale.
Okay.
And also Star Wars Skeleton Crew, a new series from Disney Plus.
I haven't watched that yet.
It hasn't premiered yet, so you can't have watched it.
Oh, okay. I thought it already dropped. So.
Nope. And I know very little about it. I know it seems to be partially animated, partially live action. And we'll see. And Jude Law's in it.
It's Star Wars babies.
Jude Law and his vague hairline are in it.
It is very vague at this point.
Yes, it is. You never know where it's going to go. And also, this is just worth noting, the 15,000th episode of Days of Our Lives.
Oh, wow.
So when we think we've achieved something with 515, Days of Our Lives has 15,000.
Okay. So,
of course, it's been on since the dawn of time.
Yeah, I was going to say, when did it first premiere?
60s?
Geez, it has been that long.
Could be, yeah. It seems like there should be more episodes.
Okay, so it's been over 60 years.
Maybe, I'm just guessing.
Well, it sounds like a good guess to me.
And on Wednesday, I will mention this only once and we'll never speak of it again, sold on SLC. It's a new reality show from Bravo. And it's a bunch of realtors. Basically, this is bajillion-dollar properties, but in real life.
Yeah. Okay.
We don't need this.
Here's
Here's the pitch line here. With impressive high-end properties in Salt Lake City's LDS community as the backdrop, the show follows the layered social dynamics within the brokerage as the agents navigate complicated relationships and personal rivalries. Always on a mission for commission, drama also follows the fierce professional ambitions of the team as they strive to stay on top, continue to raise the bar in one of the fastest-growing housing markets in the nation. Now, you're looking for a house. Do you want one of these fucking clowns on a reality show to be your broker?
Yeah, worse than that. Like, how pricey are these motherfuckers?
Oh, we can't even dream of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in other words, we're talking all of Salt Lake City, and
I'll bet it's going to be a lot in Park City.
I'll bet you it's going to be split between three areas. So, Salt Lake, Park City, that's or even Summit County.
Yeah.
And Silicon Slopes.
Silicon Slope, out Draper Way.
Draper / Lehigh.
Okay.
So when I say Silicon Slopes, that kind of encapsulates
maybe
that.
a little into Provo, maybe? Maybe?
Yeah, but again, who would want to live there?
I don't know. Somebody does.
Yeah.
My old CEO does. That's why we had an office in Draper. So he didn't have to drive very far.
Yeah, that's about right.
But I have an NDA, so I can't tell you about that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're saying. Also,
that was one office out in Draper. Meanwhile, they have another one on the west side that they're paying for and not using.
Which, by the way, we're just performance artists, Your Honor.
None of this is real.
Do we really need to seriously lawyer up at this point?
I think we're good for the moment.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Colin Jost is hosting a game show.
Oh, dear.
This is a Pop Culture Jeopardy on Prime Video.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Is Michael Che involved?
no, not at all.
Pass.
I wish he were.
Pass.
I'm sure Scarlett Johansson is oh so proud.
What's the name of the game show?
It is called Pop Culture Jeopardy on Prime Video
Okay.
on Wednesday. And also, that's the same day, sold on SLC, premieres on Bravo. And I just wanted to mention this, not necessarily that you should watch this or you would even bother to get a subscription to this service. On Fox Nation, which is Fox News' streaming service. Yes, it's still a thing. We have the, believe this is the 5th or 6th annual Patriot Awards.
Oh, boy.
The one good upside to this is they're not recognizing politicians. They're recognizing military veterans, first responders. So it's a good, the heart's in the right place. But just want you to know that last year's host was Pete Hegseth. This year's host is Sean Hannity, and Pete Hegseth is nowhere on the guest list. How about that?
One problem I have with what you just tried to sell me on.
Yeah.
Their hearts are in the right place.
Or whatever used to occupy that space. Yes.
The black hole.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That I'll go with.
I mean, you got all the basically the only Fox News personality name I don't see besides Pete Hegseth is Greg Gutfeld.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And here's the thing: this is coming live from New York, and tickets are $75 to get in. So there's still time if you can get in. No weapons allowed. Surprisingly, they're not letting guns in the building. Why is that? I thought they were all for the Second Amendment.
I got a feeling somebody's going to try to sneak something in. I got a feeling.
Yeah, and so Pete Hegseth is completely absent from this.
Okay.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
On Friday, we have a show based on a true story. It's called The Sticky on Prime Video.
Okay.
And it is about the where a middle-aged syrup farmer turns to crime when the bureaucratic authorities threaten to take away everything she loves. This is played by Margot Martindale. She teams up with a Boston mobster played by Chris Diamantopoulos. I'm sure I murdered that name.
All right.
They're carrying out $1 million heist of Quebec's maple syrup supply.
Okay. Number one.
What in the name of Riverdale, do you say?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you read my mind. I remembered this plot. I remembered this on the C-Dub when they actually funded real live shows.
Yeah, this is based on a 2012 story that made international headlines when more than $18 million worth of maple syrup was stolen from Quebec's national reserves.
Wow.
Boy.
The Quebecians are, man, I'm telling you right now, Quebec is a hard town.
I know, right?
Jeez. I remember the Dark Side of the Ring story with Dino Bravo.
Yeah.
So
that was on Friday on Prime Video. Also on Friday, a Nonsense Christmas with Sabrina Carpenter on Netflix.
Nonsense Christmas?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Some of the tweens are going to be happy with this.
Some of them, yeah.
All right.
And we do have a new Saturday Night Live this week.
Okay.
Paul Mescal from Gladiator 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who.
Someone pointed out that we have Paul Mescal and Pedro Pascal in the same movie, and why is that so confusing?
Because of alliteration. Or no, not alliteration, abbreviation.
Sure.
It sounds so similar.
Yeah.
So they have to be related. No, they don't, dummy.
Yeah, and coming up also on Saturday, that documentary about Christopher Reeve, Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, premieres on HBO.
Okay.
And I got to say, this series, Say Nothing, on Hulu, it is about the Irish Republican Army in early 70s. And it's based mostly on a true story, and it's about these two sisters who become involved with the IRA. And it starts off, we're sexy revolutionaries, but then it carries on up until they're in their 50s or so. It's like, oh, this is the shit we caused. Oh no.
So basically,
we achieved nothing.
This is like The Crown if it got radical.
It's a really good series. Say Nothing. It's on Hulu.
All right.
It's and the music's cool and everything's cool about it. And the new season, it is over now, of From on MGM Plus, which no one has.
But that's okay. It'll be on your major streaming service.
Yeah.
Netflix.
It'll be on one you actually have.
Yeah.
Sometime.
So don't worry about it. It'll come up.
But it's bizarre. It's fucking outlasting Lost.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird.
Okay. So let's see. And what was the premise again about From?
You get off the interstate, you drive into this small town, and then you suddenly realize you can't get out of that small town. There's a whole bunch of people there who all took a detour however many years ago, and they're still in this town trying to survive. Oh, and there's also monsters that come out at night that will eat your face.
Okay. And again, I think I remember this premise when it was called Wayward Pines.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's got a little bit of that, and then
A little bit of Lost.
and a little bit of The Village. Mm-hmm. And let's see, what's some other ones that are kind of...
It's got elements of a lot of different shows.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if you need some premise for the holiday break, there you go. And again, as far as From goes on MGM Plus,
That is starring Harold Perrineau, by the way.
yeah, from which also
Lost.
From Lost, yeah. Which I'm just going to say this and lay it out here. Yeah, MGM Plus is part of, I guess, Amazon Prime.
Yes, it is.
So-
Amazon owns MGM.
Yeah, so when MGM Plus shutters, it's not an if, it's a when.
Yeah.
We'll say in the next, I'll be generous, year and a half.
All those shows like
Billy the Kid.
Yeah, Billy the Kid. There's been a couple of others. There's one that's premiering right now, today as we speak, called, what the hell is it called? I've already forgotten. Earth Abides.
Oh, okay.
Based on a 40s sci-fi novel. Where a man falls into a coma, wakes up, all of a sudden there's an international pandemic and most people are dead.
Huh.
Yeah.
Again, where have I heard this before?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, The Walking Dead.
Got a little bit of that going on. It's getting great reviews, but again, it's on MGM Plus, so just wait till it turns up on Prime Video.
Year and a half. I'm calling it right here.
Okay, we should.
Over and under is year and a half.
Okay, that sounds about right.
All right.
And also shrinking. I'm hearing a lot of people talking about shrinking. Many people are saying.
I am hearing, and
a lot of people is like, oh, you have Apple TV Plus? Oh, I had no idea.
Good for you. Good
Yeah.
on you. And you're probably going right now, geez, Tommy, Bill, what could we watch that is not news?
There's a lot of stuff you can watch that is not news.
Yeah, and I would say if you need something that's a little feel good right now, I would say Shrinking's a good one with Jason Segel and Harrison Ford. And of course, Harrison Ford, just gotta get ready for him as Red Hulk in Captain America Brave New World.
Also in here, Jessica Williams.
Oh, that's right. Jessica Williams is in there.
She's very good.
Shit, I forgot about that. All right.
And another piece of news here, just kind of flying all over the place, like we do. Dane Cook was also almost a Saturday Night Live cast member.
Holy shit.
He blew his audition.
Gee, what a surprise.
Yeah.
Okay.
How long do you think Dane Cook would have lasted on Saturday Night Live?
Bigger question, why isn't it that what happened to Dane Cook hasn't applied to Joe Rogan? Why?
He's probably been on.
Yeah, I would believe that.
I bet if we went and looked through the archives of the Joe Rogan show, I bet we would find a Dane Cook episode in there somewhere.
Yeah. Do we really?
Seems like it.
Do we really want to do that
No,
research?
I'm just going to assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also in the role of Claire on Modern Family, we could have had Judy Greer.
Wow, really?
She didn't get the part.
Because
It went to Julie Bowen instead.
Okay. And she just blew it because
I don't know. I guess.
Well, I don't know if blew it is the right word. Just
Well, I think they ultimately made the right decision with Julie Bowen. obviously, I mean, 10 years of a show, 9-10 years of a show. I think they got it right.
And Judy Greer has had a very good career.
Yeah.
And she was in that one other show that was kind of a spoof on sitcoms. What was it called again?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, hang on. I'm going to try to dig it up here.
No, she's been on several shows that have lasted exactly one season.
Yeah. Oh, well, sorry, what were you going to
Not including Archer.
Thank you. Okay, that was the caveat I was about to say there.
That is probably her longest running series she's ever done, really.
Okay. Let's see. And as far as anything else she's done, obviously she's been an Ant-Man, and let's see. She's been in, let me see if we mentioned Archer.
Yeah.
Let's see. Big Envelopes. She was in that. Oh, I guess she was also in, she's done voiceover with Family Guy, too, so.
Yeah, I think we all have at one point or another.
Right. Let's see. Oh, I almost forgot. She was great in White House Plumbers as Fran Liddy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we're digging into the Greer hole at this point.
Okay.
That came out wrong, but work with me, folks. Let's see. Other things that she's done. Let's see. The Thing About Pam. Let's see. I'm trying to dig up. Let's see. Self-Center.
I do remember one sitcom she did for ABC called Misguided. She was a school teacher.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly one season, and now you can't find it anywhere.
Interesting. Let's see.
There was a series for FX where she was a parent. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so what we're saying is Judy Greer is a treasure, and she must be protected at all cost.
Don't forget she had a very unforgettable appearance on Californication.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Because everybody wants to fuck David Duchovny on that show.
And that lasted, what, 8 seasons?
About, yeah.
Yeah.
Longer than I thought it would. Yeah, Californication, I thought it was over at season 4, and they did a hard out, and it's like, nope, we're coming back.
There we go.
Okay, we'll drag this out some more. I mean, it's a fine show and all, but it didn't need that many seasons.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. The show was Reboot that I was thinking.
Reboot, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that lasted 1 season.
Yeah, that was a spoof on family sitcoms.
So, yeah, what we're saying is she's made a lot of great choices. So, a lot better than the ones that we make from time to time.
Yeah, and last week, as we were recording live on air, Yellowstone killed off one of my favorite new characters.
Aww.
The character of Sarah, played by Dawn Oliveri, who's like a very much a ball buster kind of character that she plays. She also played the same character almost on House of Lies with Don Cheadle. She was John Cheadle's ex-wife.
Oh boy.
Yeah, she's basically behind the plot to kill John Dutton. Jamie Dutton, John's son, he signed off on a plan that he didn't fully realize he was signing on for. You're going to you killed my dad? Well, you signed off on it. No,
I kind of feel like I really need to catch up on this show.
Yeah, it's shit's getting crazy. I mean, it obviously can fly without Kevin Costner. They're doing just fine without him.
Okay, so yeah, basically this is the Dynasty of the Midwest or Falcon Crest. I'll let you decide which one applies here.
A little bit, yeah.
Yep. And if you're saying to yourself, what are we going to need to get through for the holidays? We need to get through a lot. That's our recommendation. That's our Hash Brown Watch Harder.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I mentioned this last week. John Hamm is going to be in a 2025 series for Apple TV Plus.
Oh, okay.
So we got him on the morning show after doing all those ads for Apple TV Plus.
And he's also in Landman.
He's also in Landman. And but this series is called Your Friends and Neighbors.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be spring 2025 on Apple TV Plus. And what it's about is he's a hedge fund guy who gets unceremoniously fired from his job. And so he's living in this affluent neighborhood. So he starts resorting to stealing from his neighbors to make ends meet.
Oh, Jesus.
And while he's stealing and spying on his neighbors, he learns all sorts of shit that was going on in the hood that he had no idea.
Jeez.
So it's a little bit of Desperate Housewives going on there a little bit.
Now, to be clear, folks, that's Your Friends and Neighbors with John Hamm.
Not the
movie.
Not the Neil LaBute movie.
No, not the one with Aaron Eckhart and Ben Stiller and Amy Brenneman.
Yeah.
I was like, why is that?
I don't know if those early 2000s Neil LaBute movies hold up.
Yeah. And also, this is just living proof of what the fuck happens after you've done the film school program at BYU.
True,
folks.
yeah.
This is Exhibit A, Your Honor.
Yep.
I'd like to present Your Friends and Neighbors. So,
And leading into sports here, let's give you a second to prepare here.
okay.
ESPN.
Yes.
Is it ESPN? Yeah, it's a new late night talk show for ESPN, hosted by
Oh, I can't.
Jason Kelsey.
Jason Kelsey.
Yep.
Okay.
It's called They Call It Late Night. It's going to premiere in January.
Okay.
Live from, well, maybe not live, but it'll be taped in Philadelphia.
Okay. Are they going to do something kind of similar to what they do with Roy Wood Jr. and Have I Got News for You? Or is it...
I don't know. Doesn't say if this is a weeknight show or a weekly show.
Okay. Well, here's the thing, because there's the Pat McAfee show, and sometimes...
Fuck that guy.
That goes without saying, but he at least talks about pro wrestling and has been involved in WWE. The only reason he's not right now is because it's college football season. So
Yeah, it's going to be late night Friday nights, starting in the first Friday of January.
Okay. So I guess this is just more of what we're going to be expecting in and I love this term, more of what we can expect in the Broligarchy.
Yeah. Is that what it's called?
I saw it. I saw it the other day, and I was like, "Yeah, that's why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling right now."
Wow.
That's our title. Yes.
What was it?
Broligarchy.
If you can spell it.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it. Broligarchy Now.
Okay.
Like a documentary now.
And add an exclamation point to it.
Exactly.
I can't wait to see the spelling for Broligarchy because I can't picture it.
Not yet.
Not yet,
Not
but
yet.
I will.
Yes.
I will for
We
sure.
all will. So, all right.
And I think it's time. Is it time for sports?
If it is, hit my music.
It's sports. Tommy Milagro. Go team.
From the sports desk of the TV10 podcast, we deliver to you the sport of professional wrestling, and it's mostly been a WWE-centric kind of weekend on account of WWE Survivor Series. That's not. We're saying that we didn't want to give love to All Elite Wrestling, or as you put it the other day, Mr. Frost, is Pepsi okay? Pro wrestling.
Yeah. Well, I do this little daily thing to keep my mind occupied on the socials, on the Twitter, the Zitter, and the Blue Sky, and the Threads, and the Facebook. I give you two shows that maybe you want to check out tonight. And the only things that were happening on Saturday, the 30th, were Survivor Series War Games, WWE.
And that was on the Peacock, if you flock to the cock.
And they had a doubleheader of Rampage and Collision.
Yep.
On TNT for AEW.
Mm-hmm. And for some reason, people watched it. Or some people think did.
Yeah. I mean,
we won't know the ratings until tomorrow.
I think we know the ratings.
I think you're absolutely right. But yeah, there's obviously AEW is moving forward with what's coming to be known as their Continental Classic. So basically, it's
Is that like a continental breakfast?
It's kind of like that, only not. So
Okay.
That's the easiest way I could explain it. But let's talk WWE Survivor Series.
All
That's
right.
the big one. So let me just get to some big points that happened here. Apparently, at the Survivor Series, as part of their PLE, that's Premier Live Event, not pay-per-view, because you're not paying a fee to watch it. You're subscribing to the Peacock if you flock to the cock.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into in a minute here.
They could have called it a Peacock preview.
Ooh.
I know, $1 million idea right there.
Let me write that down. Peacock per view.
Yeah,
Okay. So
that's the kind of genius I come up with.
trademark.
Yes.
Okay. That's how we know it's ours. We own the IP there, fuckers.
There we go.
All right. All kidding aside, short version is this. This emanated from the Rogers Arena in Vancouver, British Columbia. And apparently, as reported at slamwrestling.net, I write for them.
So I hear.
I mean, it's not just because I have an MBA, but the attendance for the show was 17,828, and the gate record, so that means, number one, that was the most attended event in the Rogers Arena, which is home to the Vancouver Canucks.
Oh.
Yeah, and we have an NHL team, so we'll probably get a few Canucks going our way, too, for the Utah Hockey Club.
Yeah.
Anyway, but here's the other part that was that kills me. Apparently, the single tickets that were sold, according to this report filed at slamwrestling.net by contributor Ben Lipka, they were sold at 1,000 or more. And according to WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Levesque, aka Triple H, he stated, "This is the company's 63rd sellout this year." So good for them and good on them. And and this is also significant because the last time the city hosted a pay-per-view / premium live event was In Your House, Rock Bottom, way back when, in December 13th of 1998.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's how long it's been. And at that time, it had the record of 20,042 people attending.
Ooh.
So, yeah. But as for the actual matches, let's see here. There was the Women's War Games. What's the best way I could describe this? You ever wrangle cats? Have you tried to wrangle cats into a pen area?
Yeah, I saw that one, yeah.
Okay, then I don't need to go any further than that, do I? Of course, yeah, not many people like that, and part of the problem, not that we're naming names, Nia Jax, is the only reason it got back on track is when Bianca Belair entered into War Games, and finally things got somewhat satisfying, but yeah, it was a bit of a slog to get through. Other things that came up there, Shinsuke Nakamura defeated LA Knight to become the WWE US champion for the third time, apparently. And he's debuted a new kind of darker look, I guess would be the way to put it here. And also, there was the Intercontinental Championship. That was probably the favorite of the night because it was Sheamus, Braun Breaker, the Intercontinental Champion, and Ludwig Kaiser, and they just had a very stiff match. They just chopped the shit out of each other. And at one point, Kaiser grabbed Sheamus's shillelagh and just started beating him with it. And
That's what you get for bringing a shillelagh to the ring.
Right. Oh, and with the Sheamus's pale skin, like the welts were popping. No, literally,
Yep.
they were. Which leads to the men's War Games, and that was the big one right there. And apparently, from the report filed by Ben Lipka at slamwrestling.net, there was a lot of love for Jacob Fatu. There was even "Love You" solo chants that rang out through the ring. And CM Punk just proved he can turn on the power of douche nozzlery to good
Yep.
when possible. So it was nothing too fancy, but it was more story driven, which saw the original bloodline led by the original tribal chief Roman Reigns get the W for the War Games there. And as far as like anything else happened after the press conference, so there were some injuries that were reported Jimmy Uso apparently suffered a foot injury, as did Bronson Reed, after he fractured his ankle after, and I kid you not, he went to the top of the cage and came down on a splash on the table trying to splash Roman Reigns, but CM Punk pulled him away in time and he just hit the table. So at that distance and that big and round of a cannonball of a man, so that happened right there. And then as far as the only other thing here that was worth mentioning, well, a couple things. Three things. So Triple H was asked about the new WWE ID program where independent wrestlers have a way to get a beeline into WWE. Didn't share anything else that was new other than it's out there. There have been some independents that have been signed as part of this ID program. So, if we need to explore it more in the future, we will. The other thing here is CM Punk came out and he kind of had a comedic point here because he was asking for muffins, just like his famous meltdown when he was with All Elite Wrestling for All Out. Uh-huh. He was given macaroons as a result.
Oh.
Yeah. And then he was asked a lengthy question about what he feels about all that Reigns has accomplished, and simply said, "No comment," and then left. And I think that's where we're gonna end it with this last story. And I forgot to get to this last time because Professor Bregame. This is in Variety. Now get ready for this. CM Punk joins the sci-fi series Revival. Now, according to Variety here, he's joining the upcoming sci-fi horror series Revival in a recurring role. As previously reported, the show was picked up at Sci-Fi back in May and is based on the Image Comics series by Tim Seeley and Mike Norton. And production is currently underway in New Brunswick, Canada. And he will appear, and Punk will appear, he'll be under his real name, Phil Brooks. He will appear alongside previously announced cast members, Melanie Scrofano.
From Winona Earp.
Okay. Romy Weltman, David James Elliott, and Andy McQueen, and also Stephen Ogg will appear in a recurring role as well.
Okay, well, on Stephen Ogg.
Okay.
Little sidebar here.
Go for it.
Little tangent here.
That's why I brought him up, just to segue back.
Stephen Ogg. If you look up on YouTube a video by Emil and the Sniffers, they're a punk rock band from Australia.
Oh, okay.
And it's a song called "You Should Not Be Doing That," and he plays a major role in this music video, and it's fucking hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He was also on Snowpiercer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
what is Revival about? Does it say there? Because I'm not familiar with this.
The official description of the series states, on one miraculous day in rural Wisconsin, the recently deceased suddenly rise from their graves. But this is no zombie story.
Right.
As the revived appear and act just like they once were. When local officer and single mother Dana Cypress, Scrofano, is unexpectedly thrown into the center of a brutal murder mystery of her own, she's left to make sense of the chaos amidst a town gripped by fear and confusion where everyone, alive or undead, is a suspect.
Okay, this is kind of like The Returned, which was I can't remember where it originally came from, but A&E did a version of it. It only lasted one season where people came back to life. They're not zombies. They're just like, would I just have a long nap or something?
Well, and here's the other side to this, because this is done by Image Comics. They're the people that brought us The Walking Dead and Invincible, just to name a few.
Okay.
So this could be a potential hit right there.
All right, I'm just happy to hear Sci-Fi doing original programming.
Yeah.
Because pretty much all they've got right now is The Ark, which is not great.
Yeah.
But they still keep making it.
But the important thing is...
And they just lost Resident Alien to USA.
Yeah. And this is also going to be another big get for Punk, seeing as how he performed in Heels as Ricky Rabies, and then he also did that little stint on Mayans MC.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is, you better get used to this, punk, because it's sports.
It's sports. Tommy Milagro. Go team.
Oh, and I should also mention, he also starred in horror features The Girl on the Third Floor and Jacob's Wife. And he's also set to appear in the upcoming film Night Patrol, opposite Jermaine Fowler, Justin Long, and Dermot Mulroney.
Not Dylan McDermott.
Not Dermot McDermott.
Yeah.
Dermot Mulroney.
All right.
So, yeah, something to look forward to, because we need enough.
Wow. You know how many people watched the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on NBC last week? On Thanksgiving Day, of course?
I'm guessing it's kind of low?
No.
Very high? Okay.
31 million.
Okay.
Considering you would have to get up at 6:30 a.m. Mountain Time to watch it live.
Yeah.
That's a lot of. Consider if you're on the West Coast, 5:30.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I
slept right through it.
And I was stuffing my face with turkey. Granted, it was wild turkey, but
As was I.
oh, you had wild turkey too?
I had real turkey.
Oh, okay, good for you.
Yeah, had a pretty good spread there. Yeah, and also in other ratings news, the premiere of Landman on Paramount Plus. Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah,
Want to guess how big that was?
it's huge.
Over 5.2 million people
Okay.
watched the premiere of Landman.
Well, and
And
again,
I just go ahead.
no, I was going to say, I think I tried to emphasize this, but didn't succeed. He is basically what would happen if Al Bundy and Hank Hill had a child.
With Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty big numbers for streaming. That's a number that has not been hit since either 1923 or 1883. I think it was the 1923 with Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Premiere on Paramount Plus, the Yellowstone spinoff a couple of years ago. And just purely coincidentally, I just got a message from Robin here. Trying to get into Landman, pretty serious and dramatic, which I don't know how she's watching this. She doesn't have Paramount Plus. Unless she's stealing it for somebody.
Not
Like I am. But
I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah. I watched Bad Santa last night, so that might be influencing my opinion.
Okay.
It's pretty much the same performance,
Yeah,
just different clothes.
Well, and he's somewhat lucid.
Yeah.
That's the other difference there.
I'm not drinking hard liquor. Well, you got a Michelob Ultra. more alcohol and a banana peel than there's in this.
Yeah, and it just kind of helps with his draws. Like, you're just really trying hard not to get a tip, aren't you?
Yeah. As I mentioned in the TV Tan Weekender, dropped on Friday, because Thursday I was busy. I mentioned that there's the most recent episode, not tonight's episode, the one before, probably I have to think is the second episode or third episode. Billy Bob has a long monologue about why the world will never be free of using petroleum.
Yeah.
And he explained it all, and it all sounds true.
Yeah.
It's like, green energy, fuck. And like, they use green energy to power because we ain't got no electricity out here. That's why we got these windmills.
I mean, I don't know how thoroughly research Taylor Sheridan put into this, but
I'll bet it is.
yeah. I mean, considering what successes he's had with not just Landman, but Tulsa King and Lioness.
You'll notice in most of these shows, these Taylor Sheridan shows, every once in a while it'll pop up a little lecture about how you woke millennials got it all wrong. And it'll just sneak it in there.
Oh, yeah.
But it's in there.
They just did that on the latest episode of Lioness.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, just be aware.
It'll be in there. A little message to the woke millennials.
And
I'm sure that plays great with the dad audience.
It plays huge.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we gotta say that again. Damn it.
I don't know how you watch other shows with the Fox News logo burnt into your screen, but it's got to be distracting.
There's a lot of things I'm trying to work through. This is just one of them.
But so far, the Taylor Sheridan universe has not hasn't really produced a bad show. There's different levels of Lioness is probably by far the best one as far as it just got everything in it.
Yeah.
It's got, deep military jargon. It's got the occasional
Family drama.
message to the woke. Yeah. It's and got a killer performance with Zoe Saldana. And and it's probably the one that has it all. But Yellowstone, still.
That's the one that set the template.
Yep.
That we're all following with all the Sheridan.
I didn't really watch the Yellowstone prequel shows, to be honest. I didn't watch 1883 or 1923.
Okay.
I kind of
You're aware.
I glanced by them. I know what they're about.
Yeah.
But yeah, Landman is just another fucking hit, as far as I can tell.
There's only one criticism I have of Landman.
Okay.
But maybe I need to just wait. Because the whole thing about the show is that it's not only Billy Bob Thornton, but John Hamm and Demi Moore. So
a little Demi Moore.
That's
Not
my
much.
point. That's my point. I probably can count on one hand alone the number of minutes that she has been seen prominently on screen.
Yeah, she was probably working on The Substance at the same time.
That probably tracks.
Which I would recommend.
Yeah.
By the way, I will be on, when this episode drops on Monday, December 2nd, I will be on KRCL's Radioactive.
Oh, okay.
At 6 p.m. Mountain Time here to do a little rundown of the best TV and movies of 2024.
Oh, okay.
I think it's going to be me and someone from the Salt Lake Tribune going to be on.
Oh, okay.
I've already made my list, and I didn't bring it with me, but Lioness is right in there as far, because I made different lists for new shows and returning shows, because there's a difference. Because if you just said, what's the best new show of this year, or what's the best show of this year, it's always going to be The Goddamn Bear. So you got to throw in the new stuff in there.
Yeah.
And Say Nothing from Hulu is like right at the top right now. Yeah. So if you want to hear more of me yakking about TV, that's what I'll be doing at 6 p.m. tomorrow on December 2nd.
Okay.
Monday.
All right. That is the time to be listening harder to you.
KRCL 90.9 FM or krcl.org.
All right. And let's see. Is there anything else we should cover? Or?
I think we got most everything. We should, mention the shows I think we've talked about the shows we think people should be watching harder. Landman's definitely one of them.
Oh yeah.
And also, once again, say nothing on Hulu. I keep wanting to say anything, but this is not the John Cusack movie. No.
No, this is
very different.
Not.
Very different.
Yeah.
And that's those are my two big ones there.
And for me, it's Landman and Lioness. And, of course, be sure to tune in to Superman and Lois. I'm also going to say The Agency, which is on Paramount Plus, so it's part of Showtime.
Okay, I haven't started that yet. How is it?
It's a bit of a slog in the first episode, but after the second episode, it starts to try to find its footing and its rhythm with Michael Fassbender, Jeffrey Wright, and Richard Gere is involved in it. It's basically Lioness, but it doesn't quite have the Sheraton touch.
Right.
But it's still fascinating because the premise is Michael Fassbender is coming back after being deep undercover on a mission in Somalia, and his old life undercover is coming back to visit him, and he's got to be good with the agency about it. So, little bit of intrigue right there.
Okay, here's a couple of my picks for the best news shows of 2024 that I'll be talking about on KRCL. Of course, Say Nothing. The Penguin, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Agatha All Along, of course. Fallout. And Phantasmus from Julio Torres on HBO. You might remember that.
All right.
There's a couple more in there. And as far as returning shows, The Bear, of course. Lioness, of course. Welcome to Wrexham, also in there. And From on NGM Plus. And as far as movie goes, I threw in the Saturday Night movie.
Okay.
Really liked it. My Old Ass with Arby Plaza.
Oh, I've heard some good things about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Despite everything, I really liked Joker Folie à Deux.
You're the one.
I'm the one.
Okay.
There's a couple of us. Rebecca Frost also enjoyed it.
All right.
And of course, going all the way back to earlier in the year, The Fall Guy. Ryan Gosling. It's on. I think it's on Peacock now. You can watch it. And In a Violent Nature. which I believe you can see on Shudder.
Yeah.
It's
a kid's film.
Yeah.
It's a family-friendly film.
Well, you've seen all the movies, the Friday the 13th and the Halloweens and everything. You see where the dumb kids are partying by the lake in the woods, and all of a sudden here comes
The slasher.
here comes Jason.
Yep.
Well, this is shot from the point of view of Jason, just right behind him. So it's like he had a camera mounted on his back or something.
Yeah.
He's just lumbering through the woods. There's long stretches of that of just this guy just lumbering through the woods.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he sees a bunch of kids, and you see it from that perspective.
Yeah, I remember
It's
watching
like a
that.
video game.
Yeah.
kinda.
Oh, it's so great, and just watching the teenagers die.
Yeah. Which is always fun.
Like I said, family film.
Yes. So, check that out in Shudder. And there'll be a few more I'll mention there. And that's probably good for now. We want to thank our sponsor.
That would be our good friends at Sugar House Distillery. They got some great vodkas. They got some great bourbons there. And, of course, they've got the cans of, in this case, the raspberry whiskey sour.
It's a good one.
And, of course, we should also thank Ivy Boustique. Not only does she have non-alcoholic drinks like Green Bar Distillery's Burnt Orange Bitters and Soda, but she also has other non-alcoholic bottles and wines and glassware and stuff to mix your drinks. Plus, they would be great to do because, again, holidays are around the corner, folks. Mm-hmm. You should probably stop by there, get your holiday shopping out of the way. And that way, you could pair it up with our other fine sponsors, like Outlaw Distillery out in Midvale. Then there's also Ogden's Own Distillery. They do the Five Wives of Five Husbands vodka, Madame Patarini gin. They also do the Porter's Fire, the Porter's Peanut Butter Whiskey. They also have the cans as well. Mr. Frost is partial to the Porter's Peach Tea. Mm-hmm. And, of course, if you need some beer, that's okay. That's good for this time of year as well. We like beer, which you can get at Bohemian Brewery. They're also out in the Midvale area, so all sorts of great drinks to have. And you can even gift your friend a growler if you wanted to. Or even, you could get some of their swag, as they say, the T-shirts and the hats if you want.
Yeah.
So just be sure to reach out to them and tell them TV Tan Podcast sent you. In fact, if you need a gift for the holidays, we still have T-shirts. We can give you the gift of TV Tan Podcast now in shirt form. It's real easy. Just send us an email, tvtanpodcast@gmail.com, and put in the subject line, T-shirt me now for the holidays, and just put your name, your address, your shirt size. We will do PayPal, we'll do Venmo, not crypto. Mm-hmm. Nope, we still won't do it. And we'll do it for the holiday price. And because if you want to buy some for your family, we'll do a buy one and get one half off. So buy one T-shirt at $10 and get the second one for half off. How can you resist that for the holidays?
Can't beat that deal.
Exactly. We still got lots of T-shirts and lots of people wear them. You should be one too. So.
All right. You should follow us on the socials. We're still on Twitter. Don't know what. To paraphrase Office Space, why should we leave? He's the one who sucks.
Exactly,
Leon. But we're also on the Blue Sky. We're currently sitting at a whole 16 followers on Blue Sky.
We just need more,
and a whole 57 followers on Threads. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember how many we had on Insta, but
it's pretty sizable.
We could use more.
Yeah, we could live with more.
Yeah, so do that. Also on the Facebook, find us all there. And with all that, I'm gonna say goodnight, America.
And jiggle that handle. Yep, it's time to flush.
Hear your primal screams. You see, it's all about the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And I know, we're not really supposed to talk about that stuff anymore, am I right? But you know what? It's true. And I don't need anybody calling the woke police on me. Or again, the real police. I'm looking at you, Bryce. I'm looking right at you.